Characters that deserve better, part 2. On the cover of this bitch, Meg was on it. And that's why we were watching it, because I love Family Guy, bro. And the dynamic is great, but I just feel like Meg got the most disrespect out of anybody, chat, and it just ain't right, bro. She didn't deserve it. I feel like Chris deserved more disrespect than Meg. I'm gonna just say it out loud. Chris deserves more.
In TV shows,
Chris, realistically. Meg all
in
the way.
TV shows, movies, and especially in real life, there are people, characters that go through things that make you feel bad for them. Things that make you think, man, well, I'm glad it ain't me. Today we'll be doing characters that deserve better, part 2. My goal of this video, to determine which character truly had it the worst. Could be they had a sad backstory, could be they're a complete loser, or worst of all, they could just be. I feel so sorry for this man. I know
Nah, bro. Nah. DC brought him up. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck, though. DC put my nigga on the map, though. Like, the Aquaman DC movies are fire. Don't do him like this.
Everyone says it, but it's true. Aquaman has got to have the weakest and worst set of superpowers I've seen ever. Literally, big wheel clears. I mean, breathing underwater, you know, I guess that's pretty cool. But communicating with fish, how would that really be of use to me? Because I could already imagine how that could be a negative. Imagine I'm at Red Lobster chilling, eating my food, my chicken sandwich, and all I hear over at the...
Nah, he's horrible, though. He's not, though, because he's low-key like Poseidon. He's not, though, because he's low-key like Poseidon when you think about it. He's low-key like the king. He's the king of the sea, pretty much, bro. So it's like, it's not useless, bro. Obviously, he can't do too much on land, but he could probably cause some fucking earthquakes. He could probably cause some crazy-ass earthquakes, bro. Realistically.
The table next to me is a freaking lobster yelling at me. That sucks. Like, I ain't do nothing. I mainly came here for the biscuits. This man's powers are the stem of all his struggles. He's better off not having them. Even the fact that he's in the Justice League is overall a negative. And you might be thinking, why? How? Well, the Justice League is made up of multiple superheroes. One who's practically... Another one can run faster than the speed of light. And even the one without powers is rich, so he can practically do whatever he wants. You're probably still wondering, how is that a bad thing, Derek? It sounds like he has some cool friends around him. Do you know how hard it is to look cool with competition like that? This man's meet and greets must be dry as hell. Only people showing up are probably SpongeBob, Nemo, that one fish from Shark Tales. The rest of his fans are somewhere on a random beach flopping, just trying to get to the Comic-Con. You really gotta feel bad for this dude. Even on a day like Halloween.
I'm like, I can't tolerate it. Who's worse than, somebody's worse than fucking Aquaman. The Justice League? Honestly, fuck that alien nigga, bro. Like, fuck that nigga Martian Man. Like, stop.
Where people be dressing up as literally anything, I have yet to see someone dressed as Aquaman. I'm actually convinced it's never been done before. But you guys can try. Go ahead, try. Try and remember a time you were trick-or-treating or you were at school during Halloween and you saw someone dressed as Aquaman. I'm almost 1000% sure you didn't. And if you did, the person you saw was blind. He ain't know anybody. Even though Aquaman's powers really...
The person you saw was blind. This nigga didn't even know.
The you saw was blind. He didn't know any better. But even though Aquaman's powers really...
Y'all rocking with a Superman costume?
Person you saw was blind. He ain't know any better.
Nigga, you're foul. Y'all rocking with Superman costume? Y'all fucking with it? Y'all fucking with it?
But even though Aquaman's powers really suck, he still has friends and somehow a fan base who cares.
Martian Man rivals Superman nearly. Okay, maybe that wasn't the best one to call out. You're right. Martian Man is pretty strong. Green Arrow. Green Arrow's in the... Yeah, I think Green Arrow's in the freaking Justice League, right? Come on, bro. Hawkeye in the freaking Avengers. Green Arrow in the Justice League. It's like, y'all niggas really just off-brand Batman and Iron Man. I think Green Arrow's rich. I don't know if Hawkeye is rich, but like, you're off-brand. Like, you're not even like that. Like, you're not even... Yeah, Ollie is pretty dope in his own hemisphere in the show. Oliver Queen is dope in his own hemisphere in the show. It looks cool. Take that nigga out of Arrow the show, which is sick, fantastic show. Put him in some real shit, fighting against niggas like Superman's bad guys. He's getting demolished. Booty hole penetrated. Someone is taking his arrow and penetrating his asshole with that shit. He's not getting very far.
It's about him and really suck. He still has friends and somehow a fan base who cares about him and respects him. I can't say the same thing about Meg from Family Guy. Meg has 0 people in her life who care about her. No exaggeration. While most of us have a loving family, you know, brothers, sisters, parents, or single parent for some of us, Meg's family has to hate her. They're literally her biggest enemies. Of the 419 episodes of Family Guy, I say max, there's like 22 where she gets treated like a human being. She literally has a 5% win rate. The rest of that 95% is her getting dogged. People making fun of her, people neglecting her, people farting on her, people punching her, people throwing stuff at her, people farting on her again. Meg Griffin might be the oldest, but she has the life of a middle child. No cap. It's messed up, man. It's messed up. The worst of her family though, by far, is her dad, Peter. Because he be doing so much messed up stuff to her, unprovoked. Meg and Peter will be in the living room sitting, just having a civilized convo. And then he'll just grab her face and fart on her. You know what it is to be in the comfort of your own home, fearing that someone's gonna come in your room and fart on you? That's a different type of PTSD. My favorite scene of Meg getting bullied though is, it's messed up, but it's hilarious. It's this one episode where Peter and his family are eating dinner. You know, it's a normal day, calm. Peter looking a little more swole than usual. Things aren't too out of the ordinary. And Lois is like,
Peter, can you pass the potato?
Ah, damn it, Meg!
Meg has it rough. I'm not gonna lie. She has a...
No, she does. She does, nigga. When you like really grow up and you look at it, you're like, damn, bro. Like, who the hell would want to get treated like that all their childhood, bro? Like, who? Like, that is the definition of getting abused as a child, nigga. Like, that is the definition of it. And she doesn't deserve it. Chris deserves it, nigga. That nigga Chris be pissing me off. He be pissing me off.
rough. But at least she has that good 5% to bank on. Cause I definitely cannot say the same for future Gohan. Forget the 5%. After the age of 5, this man never saw a peaceful moment in his life again. It was—
oh my God, a useless ass nigga. I'm sorry. These shits are getting yeet. Pick some great ass characters today, cause you got me turned up. Future Gohan, bro. After your like Cell, you were fucking fired. Boo, I was like, oh my God, when he was fighting Boo, I was like, this nigga Gohan is gonna be the greatest nigga ever. He's gonna be the greatest nigga ever. Goku is not gonna be able to touch this nigga. This nigga Gohan is untouchable. He's untouchable. And this nigga just fell off the map, nigga. He just decided he wanted to become a fucking student, teacher, and have a family and shit. Like, fuck, man. Fuck, man. He just needs to lock in. Come on, bro.
It was just straight fighting to survive. Future Gohan is from Future Trunks' timeline, where his dad got packed up by a heart virus, all his friends got eviscerated by the androids, and he was forced to be the sole defender of Earth, while at the same time helping Bulma raise Trunks. Do y'all know what it is to get jumped for 13 years straight by the same two people? Like, just think about that. Think. You could have a—
this is not even the Gohan I'm talking about, nigga. This is not even the one.
baby. Raise the baby. Put that same baby through kindergarten. Put that same baby through elementary school. And by the time that kid was going to middle school, Gohan would have still been getting jumped for another 2 years. This is sad. That's why he would try so hard to make Trunks stronger, but Trunks was like 13. He couldn't get there. Messed up part is that he didn't even need Trunks to be stronger than the androids. He just needed Trunks to be as strong as one, so he wouldn't get jumped anymore. This ain't fair, man. It's not fair at all. This man is like 2018 LeBron looking for some help. All he needs is some help. And all he got is a washed up J.R. Smith and a rookie Colin Sexton. Like, what are y'all doing out here? In the end, he ended up getting packed up just like his dad and his friends. So apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Left in a pool of his blood, sweat, and tears.
Whole fucking arc just kind of disappointed me. Back at it.
Just for Colin Sexton to finally decide he wants to go Super Saiyan. Okay, sure. At the very least, Gohan's death led to one of the coolest getbacks in anime history. Probably the coolest. And hey, there was one positive in his life. I'm sure him and Bulma got some training on their own, if you get what I'm saying. But somebody like Jesse Pinkman, that dude had zero positives after he met Walter. Everything good in his life eventually got ruined, so it didn't even matter. If you haven't watched Breaking Bad, I highly recommend you do. It'll really make you think anyone could be a drug dealer. Maybe even me. Jesse spends a majority of the show just being manipulated by Walter. I say 90%. He cooked for him, distributed for him, covered up crimes for him, got beat up for him, murdered people for him. The list goes on and on. Really, wouldn't be surprised if he gave him his Netflix and Hulu password too. All Jesse ever did was remain loyal to Walter, be the best partner he could be. Pause. But Walter, y'all know if you watch the show, That man is a monster. In the end, to repay Jesse for all his loyalty, Walter showed him endless amounts of betrayal. And it all eventually boiled up to the season 5 episode,
Ozymandias.
where after Jesse and Hank set up Walter to finally get him arrested, it all backfires. Literally. And it leads to Walter revealing all the messed up stuff he did to Jesse, and Jesse being sold off into literal slavery. But that's not the end of it. It gets worse. Because it turns out the people Jesse was sold off to aren't the best people. Let's just say they like German history and short mustaches a little too much. So it makes sense the night that Jesse tried to escape the compound and failed horribly, I mean, he was free for about 2 minutes, those dudes were not about to give him a light punishment. And punish him they did, because to teach Jesse a lesson, they commit the most unnecessary act of violence in the whole show, in my opinion.
Just so you know, this isn't personal.
The first time I watched this, I don't know.
I ain't never seen the show, so this is spoiler. I've never seen the show, and this shit look crazy.
Oh, this was just way too far. They could have done anything else. Make him face the wall. Take the dude's phone away. Hit him with the belt if you got him. But you ain't gotta go and murk his ex, dude. He was already down 1. And although Jesse's life with Walter may have sucked, it was only a few years. Come on, it wasn't that long. The final person I want to talk about has been getting cooked, roasted, made fun of for real life decades. And that's Yamcha from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Yamcha has to be in the top 5 most bullied men in history.
Yeah,
this man is seen as a loser in every corner of the internet. Every thread on Twitter, every post on Reddit, every story on IG. Mentioning this man is more than likely calling him a loser. That's just facts. And the crazy part is, he's not even a loser. He's actually really cool. Well, at least he used to be. Because in OG Dragon Ball, Yamcha was this cool desert bandit who was scared of women, but can hang with Goku in a fight. And he may have been 12, but that's a big deal considering who Goku is now. And I'm not gonna sit up here and act like Yamcha remained this cool guy the entirety of Dragon Ball, because he didn't, but he still had his cool fights. He was at least top 10 strongest in the verse at that time. And he was dating Bulma. She's practically Jeff Bezos with a blue wig on. So he was winning. Back then, someone could have actually said the word
Jeff Bezos with a blue wig is mad. Wow, what an analogy, man. Well done, well done.
Bulma. She's practically Jeff Bezos with a blue wig on. So he was winning. Back then, someone could have actually said the words, Yamcha is my favorite character, and there would have been no pushback, no laughter, no slurs thrown at you, nothing. By the time Dragon Ball ended, Yamcha's life was looking good. Then Dragon Ball Z rolled around. Dragon Ball Z was the beginning of the end for Yamcha. And it all really begins with the Saiyan saga. First of all, first thing we find out about Yamcha is that over the time skip, him and Bulma broke up. I know. So his net worth went from that Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Jay-Z kind of range to more of a high school janitor kind of range. But being broke will be the least of Yamcha's concerns to come. Because when the Saiyans officially touch down, Yamcha's life takes a turn for the worst. Literally, he died. And what's supposed to be a super serious and sad moment in the series, because you know, the guy just died. He's the first one to die in combat. To a Brussels sprout with arms. Completely got ruined because Yamcha decided to hit this pose on the way out. This death pose on its own solidified Yamcha as the butt of the joke for the rest of the franchise. He literally got turned into a meme everywhere. Really, the only person hanging with him in terms of getting clowned from Dragon Ball is my GOAT, Vegeta. And even then, he eventually gets the one up on him too. You'll see in a second. And you would think it couldn't get any worse than this, but it does. After spending a few months dead, Yamcha, Tien, and Chaozu finally get to come back to life after the whole Namek saga. Great, yippee, they got some training in. Things ought to be fun when they come back. But by the time they do come back, they have been power crept completely. I won't lie, Little Green is putting up more numbers than them right now. And to make things
Yamcha and fucking, what's that, Tien? They're watching them just slowly stay stagnant as everyone just leveled up to clearly beyond human levels was just sad. It was like, damn, y'all aren't getting any better, huh? This is just the it. This is it for y'all. This is it. Y'all niggas might as well. They should have been the teachers, not Gohan. They should have been the teachers, bro.
Worse, Vegeta, the dude who was indirectly responsible for Yamcha's death, is now supposed to be the homie, the homeboy, the cuzzo. This is nuts. This isn't something minuscule like he ain't pay him back or something. He murked him. But I will say on the bright side, him and Bulma got back together. Yeah. Yo, that net worth is back up, baby. But that doesn't last very long. Because we come to find out Vegeta, the same dude indirectly responsible for Yamcha's death, now gets to live with his girl.
Yeah.
Y'all know how that goes. This is actually so unfair to Yamcha, especially because him and Bulma breaking up initially was some baloney. Future Trunks tells us the reason they broke up is because Bulma got tired of Yamcha's unfaithfulness. Unfaithfulness? You talk about Yamcha? Aside from the fact that Vegeta has several accounts of genocide under his belt, which is objectively worse, you mean to tell me Yamcha, the man who was too scared to even be around women, cheated? This is baloney. Even some of the cast members don't think Yamcha would have done this. I'm not believing Trunks. I'm sorry. Maybe your Yamcha was like that, but our Yamcha had no game. Hella motion, but zero Riz. My theory is that Bulma just wanted to say it. Because not only did she try to Riz up her own son the second she saw him go Super Saiyan, but even before that on Namek, she said she thought she missed the opportunity to get with Goku. So when she saw Vegeta, you already know what time it was. It's either that or Toriyama just wanted to make Trunks, which is a fair trade-off, I can't lie. By the time Super came around, Yamcha had gotten fisted by the androids, benched for the Majin Buu saga till Kid Buu decided he was enjoying his retirement a little too much, and then he got benched again for the Tournament of Power after practically begging to be a part of the team. I am so sorry, Yamcha.
This is just sad, bro. It's really sad because like Yamcha is one of those characters that just looks really cool, you know? I mean, he's got the same build as Gohan. Like, look at him. He just looks really freaking cool when you look at him. You're like, oh my god, that nigga Yamcha looks fucking dope. He looks sick. But then he just gets shit on back to back to back to back. And you're just like, bruh. You're just like, bruh.
The only two good things that Yamcha got.
This is as bad as the MMA fighter. Yeah, on God, he's getting Ronda Rousey. He really getting Ronda Rousey.
Going for him are Pawar and his baseball career. And clearly the second one isn't going that well, because look at where they got him living in Super. Green walls, cracks all over them, probably got popcorn ceiling. They got my man Yamcha living in the projects. Yamcha had it the worst, there's no argument about it. Gohan's 13-year struggle and eventual demise versus the androids doesn't compare. Jesse's addiction, hardship, and abuse-filled life doesn't compare. And Meg getting constantly bullied, shot, farted on, punched, and humiliated by the people she loves the most doesn't compare. Really, the only person coming close to Yamcha's suffering is Aquaman. Cause man, dude, his powers suck. And moral of the story?
Damn it, Meg!
And I still think Aquaman is fire, chat. I still think Aquaman is fire. W freaking video by Derek FDB. Characters that deserve better too. That was in the motherfucking chat. That was a heat. That was heat. That was heat. Next video. Ducky, I'm so sorry for hating. I don't understand why you pressing me. I actually watch your vids. I thought we was on the same side. Same side? I don't, like, I'm not pressing you, bro. I just don't tolerate hate. Like, you're allowed to not like who you don't like. I'm not gonna take that away from you, bro. But hate speech is another thing for no reason. Right? Like, it's just not necessary. That's how wars start. That's literally how wars start. You'd be the type of nigga I would not want to be a leader. Because you would just kill niggas for no reason. For no reason. And we'd be like, now we're in a whole war because this nigga couldn't control his mouth. Or his gut.